Hello everyone and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, where I continue my flight around the world with the Beechcraft Starship while listening to Apollo 15 audio. In this case, we started off with Apollo 11 audio. I do need to inform YouTube which game it is. Sure that that's all clear there. Okay, so we are picking it up from Okinawa, heading to Tokyo, but I'll keep it low level for this flight, and we're going to try and see some sights this time, because I do have scenery in Japan in general. So, yeah, I've set it to a more, well, a brighter time anyway, and we'll just pick it up from the runway because sometimes doing the walk around causes it to crash, so we don't want to do that. And let me start the audio. So this will be audio from today, but not in real time. So it would have been July 29th, 1971. And audio from that time. Oh, the game's music stopped.
This is Apollo Control at 70 hours. We're standing by to put in a call to the crew if we don't see some signs of activity in the spacecraft first, indicating that they are up and about. The 8-hour rest period is scheduled to be over at this time, and the crew does have a rather busy day of activities ahead of them, so we do plan to get them going pretty much on schedule. Apollo 15 at the present time is 20,582 nautical miles from the moon and traveling at a speed of 3,764 feet per second. Here in Mission Control, we'll be handing over the shift shortly. Flight Director
It's taking a bit of time
Jerry
to
Griffin will be
zoom
coming on
into
to replace,
Okinawa for
Flight
some reason.
Director Glenn Lunny.
Maybe it's the clouds.
And we've just had a call to the crew. We'll stand by and pick up the response here.
Hello, Houston, Apollo 15.
Roger. Good morning, Dave. It's time to rise and shine.
Okay, Bob. Good morning.
Taking a real long time here.
And we got the usual quota of checklist changes, flight plan updates, etc. When you guys are ready, give me a call.
I don't know.
Looks like you guys
The
did a
fact
good
that
night
it
last night for
stopped
you anyway,
making
Dave.
the music or playing the music
Okay.
makes
well,
me
pretty
worried.
good. We'll get organized and
music
give you a
started
call here in
again.
a few minutes.
Roger.
Just when I said that. Aha.
Our spacecraft communicator at the moment is astronaut Bob Parker, and he'll be replaced shortly by the oncoming Capcom astronaut Joe Allen. There will be a change of shift press briefing. We expect that it will begin at about 7:15 or shortly thereafter in the News Center briefing room.
Houston, Apollo 15.
Roger. Good morning.
Good morning. I have a consumables report for you and sleep report.
Okay, we're ready to copy.
Okay, on the commander, PRD. 7.5 hours sleep. CMP 25012. Same sleep. LMP 08013. Same amount of sleep.
Okay,
On the consumables,
here we go.
7015. RCS 87, 84, and 88.
Yep.
On the H2. 90,
A little bit hard to do it from out here as
89,
usual.
and 60. 02, 88, 89, and 65. Over.
Roger. And before I read that back, we did not catch the commander's PRD reading.
Okay, off we go.
That was 23046.
Roger, copy. Understand. We have commander's PRD 23046, 7.5 hours sleep for all 3 crewmen, 25012 for the CMP, and 08013 for the LMP. And we have consumables update based on our figures from the ground. For
Let's take another look at Okinawa now that the weather is a little bit clearer.
We have 84% total, and we have 85, 84, 84.
It is
and
photogrammetry. I got it from flightsim.to.
And for H2, we have 91,
And this by Demokin.
90, and 60.
Unfortunately, the Demokin photogrammetry
For
tends
O2,
to
we
do
have
this sort of
89,
flashy thing
90,
when it updates
and
patches.
73. Over.
Roger, I'm ready for any flight plan updates you might have.
Okay, first we have flight plan update for the day. We'll start out at standby. Uh, 15 Houston, you back with us again?
So you get an accurate look, but then you get
Roger, we've been
this
here all
these sort
along.
of black
Roger, we had the
flashes
usual,
going on.
signal break when we went around in PTC there. Let me ask you one question. The econs
That's
are
the price,
interested in
apparently.
getting a verification on the O2 tank 3 readout, since there's a difference of 8% there. And then after we get that, we'll proceed with this update. It's a fairly long one, so I guess you might as well drag out your flight plan.
Okay, we're reading 74 on board.
Roger, understand 7-4. Okay, Jim, and we'll start this flight plan update at 71 hours, so you can tell me when you get there.
Okay, I'm there.
All right. At 71 hours, we want to add the following information. High gain antenna on misfin Q. And note that we won't stop PTC. We'll have to give you the numbers depending on where you are in PTC as we come around at this point.
Well, I don't really want to go that high.
Second line is S-band aux TV to science. Pan camera mode to standby. To verify. Pan camera powered on. Pan camera self-test to heaters. Mapping camera on to standby. Then after 5 minutes, pan camera power off and S-band aux TV off. Copy?
Okay, here's the readback, Bob. At 71 hours, high gain antenna on misfin Q, S-band aux TV to science, pan camera mode to standby, that's a verify, pan camera power on, pan camera self-test to heaters, mapping camera on to standby, After 5 minutes, pan camera off and S-band aux TV off.
Roger, that's good. Okay, next item at 7115. This will be a line added in after the CM/LM pressure equalization decal. And the line says, press equal valve, close. Over.
Roger, at 7115, pressure equalization valve closed.
Roger. And next one's on 73 hours and 15 minutes.
Okay, go.
Okay, and at 73:15 we will delete the line referring to wastewater dump. Wastewater dump will be deleted.
Okay, I copy. Delete the wastewater dump.
Okay, next one will be at 8142. 8142.
Okay, looking pretty good here. I didn't put full fuel in, so it's half full. Well, actually, it's less than half. Maybe half. But no, it's less than half. But it should still be fine for where we're going. We'll land at Miyazaki.
And the configuration for the camera there, we're changing that from CM4 to CM3 on the second line.
Or maybe at Tanegashima? No, I think we'll be fine for Miyazaki, yeah.
Okay, CM3 and CM4.
Roger. Next one's on 8424. 8424.
Okay, go.
Roger, also configuration of the camera, and we'll change that one also to CM3 instead of CM4.
While this is going on, I'm going to be working on a drone ship.
I copy.
Roger, and then over on the other side of the page
So
at 8440.
this little cube is the dimensions of
photos.
landing platform vessel 1,
The first one,
nicknamed
the first line
Jacqueline
there,
by
8440,
Blue Origin,
will
but
now read EL.
I'm gonna do a
Time
freeform
will be
sort of
T-star
drone ship
minus
for landing
140.
of
140.
various rockets.
Okay, I copy.
And then at 8442, EL off will now be at EL off, parenthesis T start.
Don't know how pointy I need to make certain things, but
Copy.
Okay, and we have two general notes. One refers to Simdor Jet, and it's a reminder
me
that
hide the collider for now.
that the Lexan shield is mounted in window 5 with the
Let's
cardboard
just say
shade
this
off
the
for a
back
photograph
end.
of Simdor Jet. This is about 74 hours.
Okay, understand.
Okay, and second one is with respect to the optics calv. And I guess we should explain here that people are wringing their hands down here about the fact that we looked at a little bit of a bias drift when you guys zeroed the optics the first day. And we set up some procedures yesterday saying to be careful when you were doing it for P23, and then everybody else decided that we ought to be careful when we did it for other things besides P23. And so we have the following procedures, which are basically to avoid high trunnion rates for all optics zeroing so that we don't get any possible shift of the mirror calibration. And the procedures are twofold. First, I guess you might write them down someplace. If the optics power is off, place the zero switch off before turning the optics power on. And then after the power is on, drive the optics manually to a trunnion of less than 10 degrees before placing the zero switch on.
or do I want that part rounded as well? Just not as much.
Okay, Bob, if optics
I don't know if I
power
like the
off,
little
optics
triangles, but I can
zero
fix
switch
that.
zero.
Roger, it really is. If optics power off, place the 0 switch to off before turning the optics power on. 15,
Let's
use
say
it again.
8, so I can fix those triangles a little bit better. I say fix triangles, but they're not necessarily in need of being fixed. That's a little bit weird, though.
15, Houston.
Bob, would you read that procedure again and make sure I have it correct? I have optics power off, then optics zero switch 0.
Okay, Jim. The thing is, if your optics power is off, as it will be like this morning, and the 0 switch is already on, as it probably is this morning, we want you to place the 0 switch to off before you turn the optics power on.
Do I
Because
really
otherwise
want
it
to
will
do
then
that?
automatically zero without you having any control over it. Do you understand?
Okay, we understand.
Okay. And the corollary of...
Read the rest of it after the...
Okay. And then after... Okay, I'll read it through from the beginning
Well.
again. If optics power off, place 0 switch off before turning optics power on. Then, drive
Well,
optics manually
that's
to
better
turn
than
in
the way
less
this
than
side
10 degrees
works.
before placing 0 switch on. Over.
But maybe it's not such a good thing.
Okay, that was after the optics power on. Drive optics until trunnion less than 10 degrees before 0 switch on.
Roger, and the corollary to that is if the optics power is already on, then we drive the optics power manually to a trunnion of less than 10 degrees before placing the 0 switch on. That's the second part.
Okay, we copy.
Okay, and then I have an update to your contingency checklist, page 4-3, which pertains to LOI burn rules. If you can get that out.
Stand by.
All right.
Okay, Bob, I have a contingency checklist.
Okay, I got page 4-3.
Stand by. Okay, I have 4-3.
Okay,
Well,
and these
that's a
changes
little bit
are
better,
basically
probably.
in the table there. We'll start out under the heading of burn time, and that first one will be changed from 00 to 136 now instead of 135, so it'll be 136 in the first burn time.
Just
The
holding
second line
5,000
will be
feet here.
136 to 157. And the third line will be
And we're going to be flying
157
over
to
water for a bit. Well, near
213.
islands, but is
And the fourth line will be
the largest
213
island was
to
Okinawa, so
311. Over.
only small islands along the way until we get to Kyushu.
Copy.
Okay, the next one in the second column, Delta VM. The lines will be 0 to, or 0-640
Now it's a matter of what
dash
kind of
784
structures I want on the ship. And really how pointy I want the bow.
dash 900
We want it pointier.
900 dash 1313. Over.
Copy.
Okay, and in the second block, the lower block, under the updates for the times and angles, we have the following readings. Under the update column, the GET of LOI ignition is 783134.2. The second time is 790134.2, and the angles are 144, 358, and 68. Over.
Okay, copied on the update time, 783134.2. 790134.2, 144, 358, and 68.
Roger. And be advised, this also changes your little graph over on the side there. Primarily what it does is to enlarge the mode 130 region by about 10 feet per second on either side,
line.
and it changes the LOI plus 30 abort delta V line
We don't
by
need that many segments.
essentially extending it and raising the left-hand corner just a wee bit. We could read up lines too if you want, but I'm not sure you really need those. Over.
Okay, understand.
We're coming up on another Omni switch, and we'll be back with you in a minute, Jim.
And this is Apollo Control. As we come up through a rotation of passive thermal control and lose lock with one of the Omni antennas, we'll take the circuit down in the next few moments to prepare for change of shift press conference in the newsroom, briefing room, building 1. The distance from the moon now 18,674 feet per nautical miles, approaching the moon at 3,797 feet per second. Any air-to-ground conversation between mission control and the crew of Apollo 15 taking place during the change of shift press conference with Black Team Flight Director Glenn Lunny will be recorded, played back on a delayed basis, and we'll rejoin air-to-ground communications live at that time at 70 hours 52 minutes ground elapsed time. This is Apollo Control. Every 2 hours, the spacecraft analysis
Yes? What? Well, something got interrupted.
This is Apollo Control again. Hopefully the line is up properly. Every 2 hours, the spacecraft analysis room in the back of the Mission Control Center here prepares a report on the status
The
of
SpaceX
spacecraft
drone ship
systems.
has a lot of spare
The report
space
issued at
and
70
not many
hours ground elapsed
structures,
time.
but
A little over an hour
the
ago.
Rocket Lab
It's
one
very
has
short,
more structures.
about 3/4 of a page.
And I don't
The
know
entries
what's on
under
the Blue
thermal,
Origin one.
displays and controls, instrumentation, power distribution and sequencing, communications, crew systems, guidance and control, propulsion and
Seems
power.
like there's a lot.
All have
I
entries
see
such
an
as no
image now.
change in status. Our system's
And some of it's in
performance
blue.
has been normal.
Of course.
Under fuel cells and cryogenics, The statement reads, the fuel cells are normal, delivering approximately 75 amperes to the spacecraft systems. The cryogenic system is normal with approximately 817 pounds of oxygen remaining and approximately 67.8 pounds of hydrogen remaining. The command module batteries. Battery A has 39 amp hours remaining. Battery B 39. Battery C 37.8.
Well, they seem to be mostly
No
cubes
changes on
anyway.
them batteries. And that is the extent of the report from the spacecraft analysis room, issued at 70 hours ground elapsed time. During the time the press conference, change of shift press conference was underway, some 2 minutes plus, air-to-ground communications have been recorded. We'll play those back at this time and resume live communications with the crew of Apollo 15.
Okay, 15, we're back with you. Uh, 15, Houston, we're back up. Okay, I understand you really didn't feel you needed the complete update to that graph, Jim. Jim, this is Houston. Is that verifying the fact that you don't want the update in the graph? Over.
Maybe I should try like box cutter or something.
Roger, okay.
And again,
that's
that
all
could
the
be
updates we have for you at the moment.
dicey since I don't
You might
use
be
that
interested
much.
in knowing that water dump you guys scheduled last night before you went to bed was at a very opportune time. Your PTC drifted plus or minus 2.5 degrees all night.
But really, I'm gonna be adding stuff though.
We'll be up with the
Intercept.
news in a while.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just cutting. I'm not cutting in this case. Yeah, let's just not do that. Maybe.
15 Houston, we have a pitch of -30 and a yaw of 8.5 for the high gain antenna, and we'll give you a mark when to go.
Oh no,
go
I can
now.
do this. The Blue Origin one looks something like this.
And 15, we're getting you on high gain and receiving.
Seems like this bit doesn't get symmetrized automatically.
Houston, this is 15.
Right to go.
Roger, we just want to confirm the position of the switches on the mapping camera and pan camera. We have mapping camera on, is standby, and the pan camera power off. Is that correct?
Raj, if you finish, that's the
No,
correct
that's
position.
not what I need to modify. No, fudge. Yeah, okay, forget it. I'll just do it the old-fashioned way.
And 15 will take Omni Delta at this time, please.
Roger, Omni Delta.
Now live on air ground with Apollo 15.
Sure sounds like it.
And 15, we'd like wide and manual on high gain, please.
Roger.
Why is that including that?
Hello, 15. This is Houston.
Go ahead, Joe.
Good morning, Jim. This is your friendly news reporter on duty now, and I wondered if you'd be interested in something from the local newspapers.
Oh, yes, we certainly would.
Roger, this is from the Mocher Gold Bugle and Taga Zeitung News. The administration effort to rescue Lockheed aircraft cleared a major hurdle in the Senate yesterday when an amendment to deny favored status was rejected 60 to 35. Houston unemployment rose to 4.1% in June, an increase of a full percentage point from May, which is the highest in 6 years.
And
this
basically
morning's Post,
basing this
reports
off of
check out
the Blue
Falcon
Origin one.
went on
But
with a few
not
words
strongly.
from Warden and virtually nothing from the other astronauts. However, I think that's incorrect, and I enjoyed talking to you very much yesterday. In sporting news, Houston dumped Philadelphia 6-3 and is now in 4th place, 10 games behind the Giants. And an interesting note from the North, Bart Starr underwent surgery yesterday
Seems like
for a
it cuts
bicep
all the way
tendon
through.
transplant and will be out of action for at least 12 weeks. And that's all from the Daily Zeitung this morning.
I don't know why.
Thank you, Joe.
Why
Enjoyed
not
it.
just have a complete building on that side? No idea.
Roger, Dave. Good morning. Al, this is Houston, and we're standing by for your null bias EMS check if you've gotten to that yet.
All right, the delta V test was good, and the null bias was 1.0.
Roger, copy. This is Houston.
Go ahead, Joe.
Roger, Jim. Just wanted to tell you to expect all your updates on
Well,
time
let me
except
just
the pad.
apply that
And we're going
first.
to delay the pad to 72 plus 50 because of very good tracking data we'll be getting in those last few extra minutes there.
Okay, understanding select pad about 7250.
Roger.
Oh, there's no line there. Shoot. Darn cutters.
Go ahead, 15. This is Houston. We hear you now.
Morning, Jose. Dave, listen, on this, on the door jettison photography, we've got about 50% left on bag A, and we can go ahead and use that.
Good morning, Alfredo. We
Alfredo.
copied you, but I'm not sure that I understand your question.
Okay, Joe, no, it's not a question. Just want to let you know on the 16mm photography for the sim-door jet, the flight plan called out mag demo. Yeah, it called out mag echo, and we're going to use mag alpha instead. We got about 50% left on it, just let you know.
Okay, Al, thank you. And by the way, is that the maneuver where the sim bay door jettisons the spacecraft?
It's been variously known as that kind of a maneuver, yes.
Roger, I'm looking forward to that.
This is Apollo Control. Everything this morning going along on schedule. Next major event in the mission will be the mid-course correction. Number 4 maneuver. At the nominal flight plan time of 73 hours, 31 minutes, 14 seconds. Looking at a desired velocity change of 5.3 feet per second. The burn will be with the service propulsion system on bank B only. All other major burns of the SPS in and out of lunar orbit will be made
Oops.
with both banks, bank A having to be switched on manually. Following the mid-course correction, the SIM door jettison, that is the scientific instrument module door, covering the scientific gear for orbital science task, back in the service module. This takes place at 74 hours and 1 minute. The door is 5 feet wide and 9.5 feet long and weighs about 170 pounds. An explosive cord
Explosive
going all
cord?
the way around the interior of the door will be detonated to actually shear the metal. It's been pre-grooved where it can shear along that line. Also, some booster explosives at each corner of the door will push it out away from the spacecraft at approximately 7 feet per second. The crew at this time will have on their pressure suits in a soft condition, unpressurized, but with helmets and gloves on. For the SIM door jettison, this is the first time that the SIM door, or the SIM bay, has been flown on any Apollo mission. It will be on all the remaining Apollo missions, the so-called J mission series. Apollo 15 is now 15,505 nautical miles from the moon, approaching at 3,870 feet per second, rejoining live air ground at 72 hours 16 minutes ground elapsed time. This is Apollo control.
Apollo 15, Houston.
Houston 15, go ahead.
Roger 15, I have a maneuver pad PC +2 when you're ready to copy.
Okay, Joe, stand by.
Roger.
Honestly, these front bits look rather smaller.
This is Apollo control. The PC +2 pad, referred to by spacecraft communicator Joe Allen, is the Paracynthian +2 hours abort pad, which would be a maneuver.
Go ahead.
Oops.
Roger. PC +2 SPS GNN 66313 plus 123 minus 012 080 29er 1347 plus 31894 minus 24370 minus 13565 175
Oops.
079er 332.
Maybe I should
All other
actually
is NA.
do some more work on it
OH.
first and then duplicate.
None. Other. Burn equals SPS docked. Over.
Roger, Joe, copy. Late change plus 2 SDS CNN. 66313 plus 123 minus 012 08029 1347 plus 31894 minus 24370 minus 13565 75079 332. No LH and that burn equals FPS dock.
Readback's correct, Al. Thank you.
Right.
Okay, well,
This is Apollo Control. To recapitulate, the Pearsontian plus 2-hour abort pad read up to the crew. Ignition time for such an abort, should it become necessary, would be at 80 hours, 29 minutes, 13.47 seconds ground elapsed time. Would be a docked burn with the lunar module still attached, using the service propulsion system. Total velocity change, posigrade, 3,189.4 feet per second.
invert.
Should be getting the maneuver pad up to the crew before too long for mid-course number 4 at 73 hours, 31 minutes ignition time. Standing by live on air ground, this is Apollo Control at 7227.
Well, probably I want some more polygons. Let's just start off doing that.
Apollo 15, this is Houston. We need who and accept to give you a state vector and a target load, and we'll uplink when we get the next Omni. Roger, thank you.
I mean, maybe I don't have to do this yet.
Apollo 15, this is Houston with the maneuver pad, mid-course 4 when you're ready.
Okay, stand by, would you?
Roger, standing by.
Okay, Joe, I'm ready to copy the course pad.
Roger, Jim.
Sort of suspicious looking right there.
Mid-course 4,
Oops.
SPS, GNN. 66531 plus 123 minus 012 073 31 1402 plus 00019er minus 00036 plus 00035 038 240 331 15. Hold off the P-52 we're commanding
Oh, I don't have
and go to Poo and accept, please.
Here, Roger, Joe,
the material that I want here. Okay.
We're back in zone, except forgot there's no flight containment.
Roger 15, I'll continue with the pad. HA is NA, NA. 00054, 001, 00032, 23, 1061, 176. The rest is NA. GDC align, Vega, Deneb. Roll align, 209er, 009er, 349er. Ullage, none. Other, Lem wait, 36256. Sim, door, jet, attitude is nominal. Single bank, Bravo, burn. High gain, pitch, 2-1, yaw, 243, over.
Okay, Joe, read back for mid-course 4. SDS GNN 66531 plus 123 minus 012 07331 1402 plus 00019 minus 00036 plus 00035 038 240 331 00054 001 00032 23 1061 176 Vega and Deneb 209 009
Well, that seems okay.
No Ullage, left weight 36256 Indoor jet attitude nominal single bank burn on Bravo high gain pitch 21 yaw 243.
Roger, Jim, sounds good, and it's your computer.
Roger.
This is Apollo Control. To recap the numbers just read up to the crew of Apollo 15 by the spacecraft communicator. It was a so-called maneuver pad for the mid-course correction burn number 4.
So-called.
With a time of ignition of 73 hours, 31 minutes, 14 seconds. Total velocity change of 5.4 feet per second. Burn time 1 second.
Uh-oh.
And it'll be with the service propulsion system
No, might have to close the window.
on bank B,
Things are getting iffy.
rejoining somewhat scratchy air ground as we drift through from one Omni antenna to the other. This is Apollo Control.
Okay, Houston, get my angles up. We'll torque a little bit.
Roger 15.
Houston, 15, did you get the gyro torquing angles?
Roger, Dave, we got them, thank you.
Okay.
Apollo 15, Houston, requesting the high gain when convenient.
Roger, Joe.
Apollo 15, Houston, just a reminder to load the DAP and then go on back.
Roger, Joe.
10 seconds to burn.
Okay, Houston 15 with a burn status report.
Go ahead, Dave. This is Houston.
Okay, I guess you can see it was a nice smooth burn. On time. Burn time was a second. Delta VGX, the end of the burn was 0.2. There was no trim. Residuals were plus 0.2, minus 0.1, plus 0.1. Delta VC was a minus 2.3.
Roger, Dave. We copy, and we think you're bragging, but you have a reason to. Beautiful burn.
All this nice machinery up here, Joe.
This is Apollo Control. Mid-course maneuver number 4 was on time. Burn time of 81 hundredths of 1 second. Crew reported no residuals or no trim, that is, no tweaking maneuvers to take out any errors or dispersions in the burn. Apollo 15 is now 12,421 nautical miles out from the moon, approaching at a velocity of 3,974 feet per second.
And we are 114 nautical miles away from Tanegashima,
Crew
approaching
coming up on
at
a
266
circuit
nautical miles
integrity
per
check.
hour.
In preparation for jettisoning the Simbay door, that is the panel covering the scientific instrument module back in the service module. Comment from the guidance officer was that the burn could not have been more nominal. At 73 hours, 37 minutes, ground elapsed time. Live on Apollo 15 air ground, this is Apollo Control.
Okay, Houston 15.
Roger, go ahead.
Okay, ship pressure integrity check is okay. The flow is about 0.3 or 0.4, and we're proceeding into the setup for the Simbay door jettison, and we'll give you a call when we get everything ready before we blow it.
Roger, Dave. Sounds good.
Houston is 15. We're ready to turn pan camera power on if you are.
Roger, Jim. Go ahead.
Okay, it's coming on now.
Houston.
Go ahead, Houston.
Jim, we're not sure that the cameras are running properly. We want you to check the 2 SEB circuit breakers on panel 5 in and confirm for us that you got the right talkback when you turn them on.
The 2 circuit breakers on panel 5 are in. Stand by. Joe, there's no talkback called out here on the pan camera power on.
Roger, we copy. Jim, apparently, when you turn the power on, you should get about 2 seconds of barber pole and then back to gray. It may very well have happened, and you just didn't notice it.
Okay, stand by. Houston, this is 15. Do you want us to turn the pan camera power on again and check that talkback a little more carefully?
Jim, that sounds like a good idea
Houston,
to us.
15.
Would you turn the pan camera power off, wait 30 seconds, and then go back on, watching for the barber pole indication, please?
Okay, that's in work. Houston, this is 15.
Roger, go ahead.
Roger, we have the SIM AC power off down on 180 per the T40 checklist. Should we put that power on?
Jim, that's affirmed. That power should be on, and that's probably our problem. Thank you.
This is Apollo Control. The SIM door jettison has been delayed momentarily until the switches are in the proper position, getting power to the SIM cameras down in the SIM bay. It's not a time-critical event.
Houston, the SIM AC power is on and the pan camera is coming back to power at this time.
Roger.
And we got a barber pole for 2 seconds.
Roger, as advertised. Thank you, Dave.
Okay, I guess that's a spot in the cleanup of P40 that didn't get carried over to the flight plan.
We concur.
Well, it's time for some railings.
15, verify map camera standby, please.
Standby. Okay, mapping camera going standby.
Roger.
Probably just needed a plane.
Mapping camera is in standby now, but it required a change. Okay, Houston 15, do you want the mapping camera in standby for the door jet?
That's a firm 15, map camera standby.
Okay. Houston, would you like the SIM sector AC power off for the SIM door jettison?
That's right, Jim. Per the checklist, the first one in step 4.
Okay, we just wanted to confirm it.
Roger, sounds like a good idea. I think we have a bug or two in this procedure. Apollo 15, Houston.
Go ahead, Houston.
Roger, Dave. We're ready for pan camera power to boost. On your step 2 there, you are go for sim door jettison, and we want you to watch the fuel cell reactant valves after the jettison.
Oh.
Per the checklist, just a reminder of that.
Okay, well, we'll not do that then.
Okay, understand. And we are in boost, and we'll give you a mark when we blow the door.
Roger, and we'll be standing by for a description.
Roger. Okay, Houston 15, sim door jet, 3, 2, 1, mark. Felt a little shudder, but not too much.
This is Apollo Control. We marked the time of actual sim door jettison at 74
Well,
hours, 6 minutes,
make
47
sure to
seconds.
merge, hopefully.
Rejoining live air to ground.
Not the cleanest thing, but simple this
Okay,
way.
Houston, we have negative visual on the sim door as of yet, and the fuel cells look okay. The RCS Bravo primary talkback went to barber pole and it's reset, and otherwise no reaction in here.
Roger, Dave, we copy. And we assume you didn't notice any debris of any kind either.
No, nothing in particular, Joe, and Jim's got a visual now. Okay, Houston, Jim's got it out his window and he's taking pictures and he says it's slowly tumbling.
Roger. And 15, just out of interest, we saw a good healthy jolt in our Doppler data down here during jet time.
See, that's very interesting because I would say that the jolt in here was very minor. Houston 15, I guess consensus would say that the shock was about 1/10 of the other pyros we've seen up to this point.
Roger, Dave, we copy. Can you still see the world's largest lens cap out the window?
We'll check.
About right.
This is Apollo Control. Some distance and velocity figures. Altitude now 10,915 nautical miles out from the moon. Approaching at a velocity of 4,042 feet per second. Successful jettison of the sim bay door at 74:06:47. A few moments late because of getting into the right power setup for the equipment in the sim bay, primarily the mapping and panoramic cameras. Rejoin the air ground as it proceeds toward lunar orbit insertion later today. At 74 hours 16 minutes ground elapsed time, this is Apollo Control.
This is Houston.
Houston 15, go ahead.
Roger, we've looked ahead in several hours in our flight plan, and we see no further inconsistencies between the checklist and the flight plan, like the small problem we just had with the power. So just wanted to advise you of this, and just follow the flight plan as usual. Over.
Okay, Joe, we'll follow the cookbook. Thank you.
Roger out.
This is Apollo Control. Apollo 15 just crossed the 10,000 mile mark in its approach to the moon. Distance now 9,975 nautical miles out. Velocity 4,092 feet per second.
Apollo 15, this is Houston.
Houston 15, go.
Roger, I've got a preliminary maneuver pad for LOI when you're ready.
Okay, stand by one. Okay, stand by one.
And Apollo 15, if you'll give us PU and accept, please, we'll give you a preliminary state vector, target load, and arrest map.
Okay, you've got a PU and accept.
Roger.
And I'm ready to copy the preliminary plan, Joe.
Roger, Jim. Just out of curiosity, has the sim bay door long since disappeared from view?
Yes, I looked for it a few minutes ago and couldn't see it any longer.
Okay, thank you. And I'll go ahead with the maneuver pad. LOI SPS GNN 66244 plus 121 minus 012 078 31 3448 minus 28945 minus 07664 minus 01123. Roll, pitch, and yaw all zips. 01695.
Oh, that island's a bit tall,
Plus.
isn't it?
00583.
That is not Tanegashima, that's the island before Tanegashima.
640
Yakushima.
29902 25
And yeah, I think we should be climbing a bit.
228. The rest is NA. GDC align. Vega. Deneb on 0 degrees. Mark. Roll align. 264 090 349er. no ullage. Lem weight 36258. Over.
Roger, Joe. Read back for LOI. SPS GNN 66244 plus 121 minus 012 078 313448 minus 28945 minus 07664 minus 01123. All zips for roll, pitch, and yaw. 01695 plus 00583 29964 640 29902 25 2671 228. Vega indented on the 0 mark. 264 090 and 349. No ullage. Lem weight 36258.
That sounds good, Jim. Thank you.
This is Apollo Control to translate what that stream of numbers means. It's preliminary
Nice of them to do
maneuver
that these
pad
days.
for the lunar orbit insertion maneuver later on today. With a time of ignition at, as it stands now, of 78 hours, 31 minutes, 34 seconds. Velocity change, retrograde that is, of 2,996 feet per second. Burn time 6 minutes 40 seconds, which would produce a lunar orbit with a pericynthion of 58.3 nautical miles, apocynthion of 169.5 nautical miles. Apollo 15 now 9,269 nautical miles out from Earth. Velocity 4,137 feet per second.
Apollo 15, your computer.
Roger, thank you. Houston 15.
Okay, Tanegashima should be ahead.
I trust you got
It's that island in front there. You can sort of barely see through the clouds.
Roger. We copied.
Okay. Process in a second.
That's the island that the Japanese space
Dave, did you
port
copy?
is
We
at.
got the torquing angles, thank you.
JAXA launches from.
Okay. And the second P-52 is inward.
Roger.
Okay, Houston 15, the second P-52 torque out is 7519.
Roger.
This is Apollo Control at 76 hours, 8 minutes ground elapsed time. Apollo 15 crew rather quiet during the past hour or more as they coast in toward the moon. They're now 6,331 nautical miles out from the moon. Velocity continuing to build up, now showing 4,401 feet per second. Here's a call now from the crew.
Go ahead, 15.
Roger, Joe. Delta V test, no bias check. The no bias is 1 foot per second for 100 seconds.
Okay, Al, we copy. Thank you.
Roger.
And Al, you'll be interested to know that the SimBay data we're getting so far looks very good.
Okay, Joe, and you'll be interested to know that there's a very thin crescent moon in front of us.
Roger, we've been suspecting that all along.
And it may be thin, but it's big.
This is Apollo Control. It's 76 hours, 11 minutes. We're in the process of a shift change in the control center now. Flight Director Milt Windler and his team relieving Jerry Griffin and his team of flight controllers. We estimate the change of shift news conference for 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time. 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the change of shift news conference.
So
This
that
is Apollo
is
Control. It's
Tanegashima.
76 hours, 24 minutes. Change of shift news conference is about to
We're
begin.
aimed at the
We'll take
airport,
air
not the
ground off
spaceport,
release line
which is
and
further
tape
south.
for replay after the news conference.
It's over there to the right. I didn't directly aim to fly over it.
This is Apollo Control. It's 76 hours, 39 minutes. Apollo 15 is 5,003 nautical miles from the moon. Velocity 4,595 feet per second. There were no air-ground conversations during the news conference. We're back up live now. We'll continue to monitor live.
Houston, this is 15. The three yellow lines secondary flight call look good. Look good. Perfect.
15, we concur. And 15, I have a TEI-4 pad for you anytime that you have time to copy it.
Okay, stand by one. Okay, Carl, I'm ready to copy TEI.
Roger. TEI-4, SPS G&N, 40015, plus 059er, plus 121, 087, 12, 4006, plus 31211.
Well, the
Minus
FMS does not seem to have auto
20740.
advanced, so I'm just gonna have to manually do that.
Minus 06430.
I don't know why it has a problem with this. How accurate does it want to be?
057 329er. The rest is NA. Ullage, 4 jets, 12 seconds. And this assumes
Usually they have more
undocked,
tolerance than that.
and no DOI. And the roll, pitch, and yaw angles assume landing site refsmat. And that's all.
Six plus 31211 minus 20740.
No, go
Minus
back.
06430 182.
Alright, we will land at Miyazaki to get some fuel.
Jet, 12 seconds. Assumes burn. Undocked. No DOI. Landing site refsmat.
Roger, Jim. The part I got was correct, but we had a loss of comm for the first part. Would you read the about the first 10 back to me again?
Roger. PEI 4, SPSGNN 40015. Houston, this is 15. Did you get all the feedback?
15, this is Houston. We're having a comm problem down here on the ground, and I need to check still your noun 48 and your noun 33.
Okay, noun 48 plus 059 plus 121 087 4006.
That's all correct, Jim.
Houston 15.
15, go ahead.
All right, the MCM Delta P is 0.5.
We copy.
Houston, Apollo 15.
15, go ahead.
Roger, Carl. All the systems checks are complete and everything looks good.
Very good.
This is Apollo Control. It's 77 hours, 8 minutes. Apollo 15 now 3,728 nautical miles from the moon. Velocity 4,875 feet per second. The flight dynamics officer has just provided the flight director with some times. We expect loss of signal as Apollo 15 goes behind the moon at 78 hours, 23 minutes, 31 seconds. If the lunar orbit insertion burn is not performed, we should acquire the spacecraft signal at 78 hours, 46 minutes, 43 seconds. If we have a nominal LOI burn, we should acquire at 78 hours, 55 minutes, 9 seconds. The FIDO has also taken the final vectors on the S4B, and here's the final update on the impact time and coordinates for the third stage of the Saturn V.
You can see
Impact
Kyushu.
time, 79
We are
hours,
approaching
24 minutes, 41 seconds.
basically mainland Japan.
Coordinates 0.9970 south latitude, (11.8719 west longitude. At 77 hours 10 minutes, this is Mission Control, Houston. This is Apollo Control. It's 77 hours 23 minutes. We're 1 hour away from LOS now. And Apollo 15 is 3,044 miles from the moon. Velocity 5,083 feet per second. We're 1 hour, 7 minutes, 42 seconds away from the lunar orbit insertion burn, which will be performed behind the moon.
Houston, Apollo 15.
15, go ahead. This is Houston, go ahead.
Houston, Apollo 15.
15, this is Houston, go ahead.
Okay, we've just made a little mission rules review up here, and I have one question for you relative to the circuit breaker on Bank A procedure in 6 minutes. Our interpretation of the mission rules says that if we have a Bank B ball valve closed prematurely, then we would leave that circuit breaker closed until shutdown, and close or until 10 seconds prior to shutdown, using that as our good bank, rather than closing it in 6 minutes. And this is in reference to the cue card at the bottom, where it discusses one ball valve closing prematurely.
Stand by.
Okay. Houston, 15, I'll just repeat it once here, maybe in simpler terms. If Bank B closes prematurely, then we'll leave the pilot valve on A closed until 10 seconds prior to cutoff instead of at 6 minutes.
Roger, we copy.
Yeah.
15 Houston, we copy your question and we concur.
Okay, thank you. Everything else I think we have squared away.
Roger. Milt says we owed you a review before every burn. Are you interested in a quick run-through of what happens at LOI?
Sure, why not? Let's do it.
Okay, as I have it here, starting at T-2 minutes, we close the main B pilot valve circuit breaker. At T-5 seconds, we pro. Then the delta V thrust A and B switches both go to normal. At T+5 seconds, we close the main A pilot valve circuit breaker. And at T+6 minutes, assuming nominal burns, we open the main A pilot valve circuit breaker. And after that, we avoid PUG's manipulation. And a reminder here is don't forget to turn on the DSE because we're vitally interested in that single engine burn performance.
Okay, Houston, we're right with you. We've just gone through that and we understand it. Thank you.
Very good. $15, this is Houston. If you'll give us accept, we'll send up a new state vector.
Roger, got it. Accept.
Okay, and I have an LOI pad for you whenever you're ready to copy.
Okay, Carl, I'm ready to copy.
Okay, LOI, SPS GNN, 66244, plus 121, minus 012, 078, 314591, minus 28975, minus 07764, minus 00441, all zips for roll, all zips for pitch, all zips for yaw, 01696, plus 00584, 30001, 641, 29939, 25, 2671, 228. The rest is NA. Set stars are Vega and Denham. 264 090 349er. No ullage. Limb weight 36258. Single bank burn time is 6 plus 5.2. And just a reminder that if bank B doesn't burn, we are expecting you to go into lunar orbit on bank A.
Okay, Carl, LOI pad readback, SBS GNN 66244 plus 121 minus 012.
Up, awkward pause.
078
Might be loading the scenery at Miyazaki.
4591 minus 28975
Yeah, probably.
minus 07764
There is photogrammetry there.
minus 00441. All zeros for roll, pitch, and yaw. 01696 plus 00584 30001 641 29939 25 2671 228 Vega Deneb 264 090 349 no ullage. Limb weight 36258. Single bank time 6 plus 5.2.
That's all correct. And it's your computer now, 15.
All right, and we also understood that Bank A doesn't like, we'll take it on in with Bank B doesn't like, we'll take it on in with Bank A. We'd already discussed it.
Roger.
This is Apollo Control at 77 hours 36 minutes. We've just passed up the final LOI burn pad to the crew. Ignition time 78 hours 31 minutes 45.91 seconds. Delta V, or change in velocity of 3000.1 feet per second. Burn time of 6 minutes 41 seconds. The expected resulting orbital parameters 169.6 by 58.4 nautical miles. And the flight director has updated by a few seconds the acquisition times after LOI. The loss of signal time remains the same, 78 hours, 23 minutes, 31 seconds. The no-burn acquisition time is 78 hours, 46 minutes, 44 seconds. And the nominal burn acquisition time is 78 hours, 55 minutes, 3 seconds. Apollo 15 now 2,368 nautical miles from the moon. Velocity 5,368 feet per second. At 77 hours, 38 minutes, this is Mission Control, Houston.
This is Houston. I have a map update when you have time to copy.
Alright, coming into
Okay,
Miyazaki.
one, please.
That's the city up ahead. Unfortunately, I did have a Miyazaki airport for Flight Sim 2020, but it doesn't work in Flight Sim 2024.
Roger, 15. I have 4 times
Payware
for you,
one,
beginning
I mean.
with LOS. 782331. 783327.
It says it works in Flight Sim 2024, but it does not.
785503. 784644. That's all.
Copy 782331, 783327, 785503, 784644.
That's correct.
Well, the normal incoming direction into the airport is from the sea, as you might
Apollo
expect.
Control,
But
it's 77 hours 57 minutes. Telemetry
the wind
shows
is the
that Apollo
opposite
15
right now.
has maneuvered to the maneuver attitude, the burn attitude. Spacecraft is now 1,431 nautical miles from the moon. And velocity has increased to 5,966 feet per second. This is Apollo Control at 77 hours 59 minutes. The Guidance, Navigation, and Control Officer reports now that Apollo 15 has completed the sextant star check.
This is Houston. Everything is looking in good shape down here, and you have a go for LOI.
Right, Houston 15, understand, go for LOI.
And a note here from ECOM that due to destratification in your oxygen tanks, you may get a cryopressure light. Don't worry about it. That's during the burn.
Okay. Right, understand the cryopressure.
This is Apollo Control. It's 78 hours 7 minutes. Apollo 15 now is less than 1,000 miles from the moon. Distance 985 nautical miles. Velocity 6,428 feet per second. We're 15 minutes 45 seconds away from loss of signal as Apollo 15 will go behind the moon. We're 23 minutes 50 seconds away from ignition for the lunar orbit insertion burn. At 78 hours 8 minutes, this is Mission Control Houston. This is Apollo Control. It's 78 hours 10 minutes. The viewing room behind the Mission Operations Control Room is beginning to fill up now as we near the loss of signal. All of the flight directors are beginning to assemble in the control room proper. This is Apollo Control. We're 5 minutes away from loss of signal now. And Apollo 15 is 484 nautical miles from the moon. Velocity 7,185 feet per second.
okay.
This is Houston.
Houston 15, go.
Gentlemen, everything
Well, I
looks
see the airport.
perfect down here, and all we can say is have a good burn.
Okay, thank you. We'll see you on the other side.
Roger.
Oh, low fuel level. Well, that's why we're landing at Miyazaki.
1 minute to LOS. And we've had loss of signal. And at that time we showed Apollo 15 293 nautical miles from the moon, velocity 7,624 feet per second. We'll take this line down now and come back up just prior to the no burn acquisition time. That's 78 hours, 46 minutes, 44 seconds. We'll come up just prior to that time and stand by. At 78 hours, 24 minutes, this is Mission Control, Houston. This is Apollo Control. It's 78 hours, 45 minutes. We're about a minute and a half away from the no burn acquisition of signal time. If we get a signal at that time, it will mean that Apollo 15 did not perform the lunar orbit insertion burn. We're 9 minutes and 38 seconds away from acquisition time for a normal burn. Of course, if we get
the wind is
a
constantly
signal
changing
any
on me.
time between those two times, it will mean that
It is
Apollo 15
fairly
has had a
strong
partial
headwind.
lunar orbit insertion
20
burn.
knots right now.
We'll stand by live through this period. We're 15 seconds past the no burn signal time now and still don't have a signal.
Whoa. Okay.
We're a minute and a half past the no burn acquisition time now, so it's obvious that Apollo 15 has done a burn. We'll continue to stand by live up through the nominal acquisition time.
Come on.
I believe Goldstone has AOS. No, that signal was from the S4B instrument unit, not from the spacecraft. We're 3 minutes away
Well,
from the
I'm just
nominal
gonna find a
acquisition
parking
time
spot.
now. 1 minute to go. Ten seconds. AOS on the command and service module. We'll allow a little time now for antenna lockup before attempting to talk to the crew, but we did get acquisition of signal on time, indicating a good burn.
Don't know what this little guy is doing here, but just gonna sort of park
15,
here.
this is Houston. How do you read?
Hello, Houston. The Endeavour is on station with cargo, and what a fantastic sight.
Beautiful news. Romantic, isn't it?
Oh, this is really profound. I'll tell you. It's Fantastic.
Well, I'll get it topped up right away.
First words from Dave Scott in lunar orbit.
Status report for you.
Okay, we're ready to copy whenever you're ready to give it.
Okay, I think
Should be
our trusty
enough, but
pilot
I'll put some extra.
has a first for you on this one. Burn time was 6 plus 3/8. Ignition was on time. The residuals were 0, 0, and 0. Delta VC minus 4.8. The fuel 33.
Well, as they talk about their burn,
The
I'll
oxidizer
stretch.
33.3.
That's a beautiful job up there.
And it was a very smooth burn all the way, Carl. There was not a ripple. I guess the only little thing we might comment on was that we had a little plugs operation after 6 minutes.
Okay, we copy.
And Houston, after our first few minutes of looking here, I don't think we'll have any trouble at all finding new things for you for 6 days.
Good enough. Houston, we'd like to know the position of the PU valve and also the unbalanced meter reading.
The flow valve is in decrease right now. The unbalance is reading about 25, and I put it in the increased position for about 10 seconds after 6 minutes.
Okay, Jim, we copy.
This is Apollo Control. It's 79 hours, 3 minutes. Very early look at the orbit shows the parameters 170.1 by 57.8 nautical miles. This is a very early rough look and will be refined. This is Apollo Control. We'll explain the clocks on the TV monitors in the news center. The top clock is counting to loss of signal time on the spacecraft 1 hour, 13 minutes, 5 seconds from now. The bottom clock, identified with the initials ET, is counting down to S4B impact 17 minutes, 24 seconds from now. This is Apollo Control. The Apollo 15 crew will not be able to see the S4B impact. The impact point is in darkness, and it is too far away from the spacecraft location.
Houston.
Houston 15.
We've just got through with the playback, and we've got excellent burn data down here. And if you'll give us accept, we'll send up a refs mat.
Okay, you've got to and accept.
Thank you.
And Houston, we're over Mare Crisium at the present time, and the sights are really striking. I guess some of the interesting things we've noted is the variation in albedo from white to dark gray, with many variations of gray in between. And many times this albedo change appears without any significant change in topography, other than perhaps a mountain ridge or a chain or a wrinkle ridge or something. But there are many variations in the albedo all over the surface. I guess our general consensus is it's gray. We haven't noticed any brown yet.
Excellent. If I'm not mistaken, this is probably the first time men have been over Crisium.
Yeah, I guess that's probably right. We have everything from the very old subdued craters that are almost completely washed out to the very bright fresh ones which have interior walls of almost pure white.
We're lapping it up down here. Keep talking if you feel like it.
Another interesting fact that we've all noticed is that it looks like a great desert across which we've had a number of dust storms. And in
All
many
right,
places
I'm
you can see
continuing
the
on as they
cracks or
chat
the
away.
swirls across the surface, which looks like a great dust storm has been blowing across the surface, primarily indicated by the albedo change. But all over Crisium, you can see these streaks, which obviously are from impacts at some point or another, but the impression we get is a result of a dust storm.
Very interesting. The computer is yours.
Say again?
The computer is yours.
Okay.
Carl, this is Al. I'll have to say pretty much what Dave's been saying. Might be interested to know that we're coming up over Pierce right now and just about to hit the west rim of Mare Crisium, and kind of looking forward to taking a look at Proclus as we get up a little bit closer here. There are a couple of craters just to the northeast corner, and we'll pinpoint those a little
that
better
hurt
for you
that
later.
right engine.
Very, very small crater that looks like it's had some dark material
Rough process, apparently.
slide down into the crater. The eastern wall of the
It's a
inside
bit
of the
hot
crater
around here.
has some very dark material in it, and at this sun angle, it doesn't appear that it's a shadow.
Okay, we copy.
That was Al Worden.
And you know, as we look at all this, after the many months we've been studying the moon and learning all the technical features and names and everything, why, when you get it all at once, it's just absolutely overwhelming. There are so many different things down there, and such a great variety of landforms and stratigraphy and albedo that it's hard for the mental computer to sort it all out and give it back to you. I hope over the next few days we can sort of get our minds organized and get a little more precise on what we're seeing, but I'll tell you, this is absolutely mind-boggling up here.
Gentlemen, I can well imagine that a foreign planet must be a weird thing to see.
All
That was
right.
Dave Scott.
And we've got Proclus in view right now.
Excellent. Tell us about it if you have a chance.
Oh,
Well,
I thought.
the rays extending from Proclus are very light
Nope,
in
don't
color
blow. Don't.
for about
Should be in reverse. We are in reverse. Go back.
they're very light in color for about 240 to 6 degrees around, and then there's a region of dark, Mare, or albedo. And our orientation presently with the spacecraft is such that we're having
Apparently
a tough time
it's not in the mood to go
figuring out north
reverse.
and south. And once we get on an orbit track, we'll be able to give you direction a little bit better. But the inner walls of Proclus are a very light color, almost white. The outer walls, the outer ring, has a somewhat light gray appearance, and the difference in the
Yep, apparently
the
not.
rays
Okay.
is really between a light and a dark gray. As
Well,
distinguished from
somebody's
the
gonna
inner
get
walls,
chopped
which
up.
are, quite white.
Maybe not.
The walls
Well,
exhibit
of the wing
some
at least.
debris
Backing up with this is not
on
very
the upper
reliable,
slopes, maybe
apparently.
the upper 30%. I can see on one side of
Ooh,
the crater
not a good view.
some large blocks. On another side, I can see what appears to be a large slump block, or a large slumping of the wall that goes about halfway down, and it takes about 15 degrees of the rim of the crater with it. The floor is very irregular and rough, almost constant gray, medium gray color, somewhat darker than the light gray on the outside.
I'm taking
rays
it from
and
this
somewhat
direction
lighter
to
than
fly
dark
over the
gray on
city.
the surface, which does not seem to be covered with a ray pattern. There are a few ridges on the floor, arcuous ridges, and some domes which are quite prominent. And I'm sure when Al comes back over here later on and has a chance to study it carefully, he can give you a good, accurate picture.
Beautiful.
All right, off we go.
This Apollo Control, science commentary on the S4B impact will be available in the News Center briefing room. The commentator will be Dave Strangway from the MSC Science Directorate.
We'd like to have track to auto on the high gain, and for your information, the Saturn 4B impact is going to take place in just a few minutes. It's going to be
Okay, very good. I wish we were in a...
Right, it's 2 minutes and 40 seconds, but it's going to be out of your visual range, somewhere around the center area of the moon.
All right, yeah, it's too bad we won't get to see it. We'd already taken a look at the map and see if we'd have a chance, but I guess we'll miss that one.
This Apollo Control, the seismometer recorders on the monitors in the News Center are giving you a display of the Apollo 14 seismometer. The
14?
seismometer on the Apollo 14 all set pack.
Huh, oh, okay.
Okay, Houston 15, we're coming up to Serenitatis, and it really looks like an ocean. The landforms as we approach are very rugged, very highly cratered, rounded, and we get to the shoreline, and we see a few wrinkle ridges, and it smooths out. And we can see on the far side, on the horizon, the mountains, which pick up again on the western side of Serenitatis.
Roger, 15.
Okay, Carl, we're coming up over Serenitatis now. We're almost over Le Monnier at the present time, and we can see the littoral area just out in front of us, and it is, in fact, about 3 different shades. You can see in the upland area, and particularly what looks like down in the valleys, darker color, and it does look like it's a light powdering or dusting over the entire area. And then as you get out further into Mare Serenitatis, there's another layering, which is a little bit lighter in color, and that out at the last edge of the Wrinkle Ridge, out beyond that is the last layer, and the rest of Serenitatis looks fairly light in color. So I'd say that the central part of Serenitatis is light. Out beyond the first Wrinkle Ridge is a darker layering, and we're not up close enough to see what it is yet. And then as you get up into the highlands around Le Monnier and Letro area itself, there's what appears to be a light dusting of dark material, and it certainly looks volcanic from here. Off to the left of that, to the south, we can pick up Sulpicius Gallus pretty clearly right now.
Roger, Al. Sounds like you're seeing a marvelous amount of detail up there.
Well, after the King's training, it's almost like I've been here before.
You can't help yourself, can you?
And Carl, we're approaching the Apennine Mountains, and that is indeed a spectacular view.
Roger.
Sure is, Carl. No question about those mountains being there and where we're at with them.
They stand up on your horizon, do they?
Yeah, tremendous relief as we approach the mountains, Carl.
Roger. And for your information, gentlemen, we're getting a good seismic signal from the impact of the Saturn IVB. This is Houston. There is no update required on your TEI 4 pad.
Okay, Houston, understand. Houston, as we cross out of Serenitatis into the Apennines, why, it's just unreal. You know, those are very poor descriptive terms, but the mountains jut up out of the ocean here in great relief. I'm sure the guys who've been here before can probably sit down over a cup of coffee and tell you. But the relief is really pervasive.
You're the first man to fly over this mountain range, Dave. I guess pretty soon you're going to be over the landing site, aren't you?
Right, but I'm afraid it'll be dark today.
That's right.
Carl, this is Al again. Looking down into Sulpicius Gallus area, looking at some of the wrinkle ridges and some of the rills, the arcuate rills down there, I can make out some distinct color patterns that seem to run parallel to the arcuate rills, and along the wrinkle ridges, and there is a very subtle, darker color, again almost as if it was some kind of cinder fallout along the ridges and along some of the rills.
Roger, Al.
Well,
And,
apparently there's
Houston,
been a
we're coming
launch
up here on the,
failure of
terminus
Gilmore
here.
Space's Eris
And,
1.
The area I guess we call Crackled Hills really looks like Crackled Hills.
It went up a bit, and
distinguish
then
between
lost
the mountains,
engines
which
and
are,
went down.
very prominent and smooth.
20 seconds.
The surface between the first small mountain range and what is now the Terminator is relatively flat with a very rough texture, very irregular, lower crackled hills.
We copy, Dave.
Jim calls it a gunmetal gray, and that's a very good term, I think, for the color that we're seeing now. And as we approach the Terminator, of course, the relief stands out even more. The shadows are getting much longer, and the peaks of the mountains, as they're silhouetted against the crackled hills, seem to have a a diffuse shadow at the top. The shadow as it goes from the base of the mountain to its peak is very sharp, and around the top of the mountain it becomes more diffuse and not quite as sharp, and begins to blend in with the surface on which it's being cast.
Roger, Dave. Sounds very interesting.
Houston, we're trying to get oriented here so we can perhaps pick out some of the features near the landing site. There's quite a bit of shadow now, but we have Aristillus and Autolycus very clearly, and with a low sun angle, the surface between those two large craters and the rim of Imbrium, the eastern rim of Imbrium, is very rough, quite a bit of debris, and it looks like it probably came out of the two craters. I believe we can see Hadley C just barely in the shadows.
Roger, 15, we copy that. Did I understand that the rim of Autolycus is standing up in the sunlight?
Yes, that's true. Aristillus and Autolycus both have their eastern rims exposed to the sunlight, and we can get a pretty good look at the elevation on the rim. And Autolycus,
just a little bit too
to its
fast.
northeastern side, seems to have a saddle or somewhat depressed rim. And as you come around to the west or the eastern side of Aristillus, it seems to be relatively level or horizontal with a few subtle saddles and depressions. Autolycus appears to have a relatively horizontal or even rim all the way around, and we can see some light on the northwestern side of Autolycus on the rim, just barely a tick of it.
Roger, it sounds like a fantastic view.
It really is.
Do you guys have enough to keep you busy for a few days then?
Hey Dick, we got enough to keep us busy for months and months and months, as you well know. The outer rims of Aristillus and Autolycus seem to be quite heavily cratered and rough. And Aristillus on its east-northeastern side seems to have a couple of benches on the outer rim as it goes down to the surface. And the shadows are exposed quite well.
Roger, Dave.
Houston, just north of Conan, there's a great depression in the mountains, a low part of the mountains. And the western side of the mountains is exposed to the sunlight. And this reflects back into the shadow part of the mountains, which the basin just north of Conan there is really shadowed by the eastern mountain range. But the reflectivity back from the mountains exposed to the sunlight illuminates the shadowed area to where we can pick out craters and ridges and various other topographic features. It's really quite interesting. As a matter of fact, just to the inner walls or the inner basin of Conan itself is illuminated by its own reflectivity on its western wall.
Roger, that sounds like a fascinating illumination. Do you have any inclination that you're going to be able to see the dark side of the moon with Earthlight on it?
Well, we can just barely see subtle features now, I think. We can see the horizon quite clearly.
Roger, when you get dark adapted, it may be that things will come through pretty well.
Right.
This is Apollo Control. The Flight Dynamics Officer Bill Boone reports that after tracking from acquisition of signal, the orbital parameters are 169 by 59 nautical miles.
This is Houston.
Right, Houston. Pete, go.
Jim, the people down here would appreciate it if you could give them something of a description of the operation of the PU valve during the LOI burn.
Roger, Carl. There was no operation of the PU valve at all until crossover, and then at crossover, it required a decrease, and then at about 5 minutes and a half into the burn, it started to increase, and I went to the increased position at that time. All the operation of the PUG's manual operation occurred after crossover.
Okay, we copy.
And as I mentioned, about 5 and a half, I went to 5.5 minutes. I went to neutral, and then it looked like the unbalance was going to go. It was rapidly departing the zero region, and that was about the time we went through 6 minutes, and I put it into minimum at that time, into the decreased position.
Okay, Jim, that answered our next question. And 15, the people down here were very much turned on by your description of the swirls on the floor of Chrysium. We trust you got some good photography of that, and if you didn't, they'd very much appreciate having some next time around.
Okay, we were discussing our photography, and we're going to try and stay as close to the pre-planned photos as we can, and not overextend ourselves into what's already planned for the 6 days. But we will use our spare film judiciously for the kind of things you hear us talk about that you'd like pictures of.
Sounds very good. This is Houston. Joe just came up from below to tell us that Farouk and company are ecstatic about what you've told them so far, and that all of the Simbay experiments are looking to be in excellent shape.
Okay, thank you, Carl. That's good news.
This Apollo Control at 80 hours, 4 minutes.
Dean, we have your torquing angles.
Roger, torque on the minute. Yep.
This Apollo Control, in the transmission a few minutes ago, the Joe referred to as Dr. Joe Allen, a scientist astronaut, who is the mission scientist for the Apollo 15 crew on this mission. The Farouk, to whom Carl Henneis made reference, is Farouk El-Baz, a geologist who has had a great deal to do with the training of the crew. We're 15 minutes away from loss of signal on this first revolution of the moon. This is Apollo Control at 80 hours, 8 minutes. We show Apollo 15's present altitude as 92 nautical miles, velocity 5,316 feet per second.
Apollo 15, this is Houston.
Houston, Apollo 15, go.
Just to firm up our interest in those swirls on the floor of Crisium, the words we'd like to send up is that it'd be nice to get a 3-photo convergent stereo sequence on it. And if you'd like settings, we recommend...
Okay, 3 photos, go.
Roger, and if you'd like settings, we recommend F8 at 1/250th with a 250 millimeter lens.
Okay, Houston, understand. Swirls on Crisium, 3-photo, convergent stereo, F8, 1/250th with a 250.
Roger. And Al, you wanted us to remind you about your helmet and gloves when you take shots of Ingenuity this time around.
Okay, we'll tell them.
And otherwise, we have nothing more down here. Everything's looking in great shape, and have fun on the backside.
Okay, thank you, Carl. We will.
This is Apollo Control at 80 hours, 20 minutes. We've had loss of signal as Apollo 15 goes behind the moon. We'll take the line down and come back up just before acquisition on the second revolution. At 80 hours, 20 minutes, this is Mission Control, Houston. This is Apollo Control. Dr. Gary Latham, the principal investigator on the PASIC seismic experiments on the lunar surface, will hold a news conference in the Apollo News Center briefing room in about 5 minutes to discuss the S4B impact seismic signals received a short while ago. To repeat, Dr. Gary Latham will hold a news conference in the Apollo News Center briefing room in about 5 minutes to discuss the seismic signals received from the Apollo 15 S4B impact. This is Apollo Control at 81 hours, 2 minutes. We're a minute away from acquisition of signal time for Apollo 15 on its second revolution of the moon. We'll stand by live now for first words on this rev. We do have a signal. We'll wait until we have good antenna strength to attempt to talk to the crew.
This is Houston.
Roger, Houston. Looks like we're getting locked up now.
Roger, it looks better now.
Okay, Houston 15.
Go ahead, 15.
Okay, Carl, while I got a minute here waiting on Christian to show up, I'll give you a rundown on what we've done so far.
Go ahead.
Okay, we got the strip photos of the Sea of Ingenuity, or Ingenui, and took a look at the light-colored swirls in the bottom of the Mare. Could tell no elevation associated with those light-colored swirls, and they're very distinct when you're looking at them at this angle. Also looked at the area just adjacent to Ingeni. There is a very definite valley that cuts through the edge of the wall there, and with what looks like a rill in the bottom, what's been described as Valles Al Farid. I guess it is kind of unique. It's the only one we've seen on the backside so far. We took some pictures of the rim deposits, and then took a couple of shots going on out the dumbbell. After that, we got set up for a keyhole, took some convergent stereo on keyhole, and got a couple of shots of the bright one, along with some general pictures to show the ejecta pattern, although I'm afraid that ejecta pattern on the bright one is not going to show up too well. It's very bright, but it's also such a large area that it's kind of indistinct as to definition. And then took a couple of what I hope will be convergent stereos of the rooster tail along by Sanger, and then got onto Ibn Yunus, Al-Biruni Goddard complex, and took some convergent stereo of the swirls to the west of Ibn Yunus and to the north and west of Goddard. And now we're looking for the ones in Mare Crisium.
Roger, sounds like you did it up brown.
Well, it does look sometimes brown, sometimes gray, Carl. But we'll see when we get back.
Hey, let's keep those colors straight, fellas. We can take high gain to auto now. 15, we need to go back to REAC on the high gain.
Oh. Have to go back to the tab with that information, and I don't know what just happened. I assume somebody followed. I don't know if that was related to the stream or just my other
15, go ahead.
videos.
Okay, Carl, just a couple of general observations on Crisium while we're coming up on it. Proclus, coming up from the east, is really spectacular. You can very distinctly see the difference in the color or the albedo in the excluded zone of Proclus. And as you're coming up across Crisium with Proclus ahead, you can see the ray pattern very distinct, extending out across Crisium, and follow the ray patterns.
We're headed currently towards Hiroshima, and then we'll turn to
ray
Osaka.
pattern is just very distinct from this point.
Excellent.
And Houston, from this angle, looking at Proclus, about a crater diameter out to maybe a diameter and a half or so, you can see many small, bright, fresh craters, which appear to be in a general direction of a ray, like part of the ejecta blanket.
Roger. Dave, you mean to say that these small, bright craters seem to be clearly related to the ejecta blanket, is that correct?
That's the impression I get. They occur within a diameter to a diameter and a half of Proclus, and they're about the same brightness as the inner walls of Proclus, and they're small, just small craters. I don't see any, yes, I do see one, what you might call a loop, which would suggest secondaries. They just seem to lie in the general direction of the rays or the ejecta from Proclus.
We copy.
They're sort of localized to one area, which is probably on the western side of Proclus, northwest side.
We copy that. Do these small bright craters have more or less a uniform size, or they come in varied sizes?
Well, I'd say, Carl, it's Jim, I'd say they're various sizes.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it depends, Carl, on what do you mean by sizes. There are various sizes within certain sorting. They seem to be fairly well sorted within one range, but within that range there is a distribution. And they're all much, much smaller than Proclus.
Okay, we copy. This is Houston. If you'll give us accept, we'll send up a state vector and a target load.
Roger. You have?
And 15, we don't require a PIPA bias check at this time. And I have a Terminator photo pad when you're ready to copy.
Okay, stand by one. And I'm ready for the Terminator photo pad, Carl.
Roger, the T-start is 814410. And there's a note here that the PCM cable may not reach to window 3. And if it doesn't, go ahead and run on the intervalometer alone. And this pertains to all future photography in window 3.
Roger, we understand.
15, we'd like to go to auto again and go directly from react to auto without a pause.
Well, that city over there to the
Here in
left
auto.
is Hiroshima. Should probably fly over it. The waypoint in the FMS is to the airport, which is quite a
The high
distance
gain
away
looks
from
good
the
this
city.
time, thank you. Houston, when you can copy, I have both a DOI pad and a TEI 5.
Stand by 1, Carl. Okay, I'm ready to copy the pad.
Roger, DOI. SPS GNN 39800 plus 168 minus 055 082 39 4829 minus 02084 minus 00480 plus 00020 283 347 00584 plus 00092 02139er 024.5. Delta VC is 02084 331442 357. The rest is NA. Set stars Vega and Deneb 288 340 346. Ullage is 4 quads, 15 seconds, 15 seconds. And the computer is yours.
Okay, Carl, if you're ready, here's the readback for the DOI pad. SPS GNN 39800 plus 168 minus 055 082 39 4829 minus 02084 minus 00480 plus 00020 0000283 347 00584 plus 00092 02139 024.5 02084 33 1442 357 Vega and Deneb 288 340 346 4 quads 15 seconds.
That's all correct. And the next is a
Hiroshima
TEI 5
City.
pad.
Go ahead.
TEI 5, SPS GNN 38206 plus 058 plus 101 088 25 4709er plus 28643 minus 12277 minus 03170 180 091 338. The rest is NA. Set stars Vega and Deneb 288 340 346.
Nope, too fast.
4 jets 12 seconds. This comments are that the burn is undocked and it assumes DOI.
Okay, DEI 5, read back. SPS GNN 38206 plus 058 plus 101 088 254709 plus 28643 minus 12277 minus 03170 180 091 338 Vega and Deneb 288 340 346 4 jet 12 seconds. Undocks and assumes DOI.
That's all correct.
This is Apollo Control at 81 hours 37 minutes. Capcom Carl Henneis has just read up the information on the descent orbit insertion burn to the crew.
Apollo 15.
Go ahead.
Okay, as a quick review here, DOI is a single bank burn on B with nominal procedures with the exception of having the A pilot valve open.
That's affirmative, and if we have no ignition, we'll postpone the burn to rev.
Roger, understand.
This is Apollo Control. Ignition time for the DOI burn, 82 hours, 39 minutes, 48 seconds. Delta V, 213.9 feet per second. Duration of the burn, 24.5 seconds. The resulting orbit targeted for 58.4 by 9.2 nautical miles. Again, this burn will be done behind the moon.
Well, I wanted to stay
while
at
we're
low
not in
altitude to
contact,
see stuff, but
as
I
was the
think
lunar orbit insertion burn.
our speed would be better off
We'll
if I
continue
go
to
up a
stand
bit,
by
maybe.
live to monitor air and ground.
This is Houston. We're showing a low voltage on the battery relay bus down here. We think it's just a matter of instrumentation, but there's a couple of procedures we'd like to run through here to check it out.
Go ahead, Carl.
Okay, first of all, we'd like to have an onboard readout of the battery relay bus voltage, which is B5 on the test meter.
That's Hiroshima Airport, very far away from Hiroshima City.
5.
Roger.
Reading 2.4. No, I'm sorry, 1.4. 1.5.
Hello, Sheebs. I guess it's hanging.
Roger that reading.
Flying over
Okay,
Japan.
Dave, move the
I probably won't be flying for too much longer.
standby.
Half an hour
Dave,
at most.
wiggle the selector to the right. It's on B. And the position it back to the B position, and now we're reading 3.5.
Roger, and we just recovered our readout of, we got a good voltage reading down here now.
Oh, good.
Oh, you're going to a pool. Oh, all right.
Okay, thank you. We'll think on that for a while, and everything looks fairly normal.
It's been going fine.
We have only one more question on that problem, and can you tell us what position you were in before you went to 5B on the test meter?
B was selected, Carl, but Dave moved the selector out
Plenty of
barely
forest,
out of
yeah.
B and back into the B position to obtain the higher reading.
Roger, and what about the numerical side? Was it in 5?
Yes, it was.
We copy. Thank you.
No, those are just fallow fields. There is a prefecture that does have some sand, but these are those are fields that are just out of season.
This is Houston, and I have a map update for Rev 3.
Stand by, one Carl.
I'm gonna be landing at Osaka, hopefully.
Okay, go with a map update for Rev 3.
Roger. LOS 82, 28,
The wind is
16.
a bit against me right now.
180 is 82, 48, 42. AOS is 83, 14, 54.
Okay, understand. LOS 822816, 180 degrees at 824842. AOS 831454.
Roger, and while you're on that page, I have information for the landmark J1 observation.
Okay, go ahead.
THOR is 80833933. TCA minus 20, 834125.
Well, after we go through Japan,
Okay,
yes.
understand.
Then it's off to
TRI
Alaska.
833933. TCA minus 20, 834125.
That's correct. This is Houston.
Houston 15, go ahead.
It's our understanding that we had agreed that you'd send down magazine numbers and final frame numbers on each pass on this photography. And if you're in agreement with that, we'd like to have the magazine and frame number on the orbital photography and also on the Terminator photography.
That'll be a bit long, yeah.
That's all an agreement that I've got with Spencer.
Alaska's big.
Carl, I think right now we're too busy to do that, and after we get the landing out of the way, we'll go back and recap all the film and start from scratch.
Very good. We have your torquing angles.
Roger. Roger, torque 1 a minute.
This is Houston.
Houston 15.
It
One
is.
more comment on the battery relay bus voltage. From all indications, it is indeed an instrumentation problem. But we have one more question, and that is to confirm that the main
Partly because they don't have really big corporate farms, so it's still, to a large degree, family farms. You can see how the farms are interspersed with the homes and everything.
Yes, that's affirmative, Carl. They have been normal.
Thank you. And at the present time, all the systems otherwise are looking fine, and you're go for DOI.
Okay, understand. Go for DOI.
Well, outside of Tokyo and a few other big cities, yeah. It is rural.
This is Houston. We'd like to verify over on panel 226 that the O2 tank 50-watt heater circuit breakers 1 main B and 2 main A are open, and if they're not open, let's open them.
Okay, the 2 circuit breakers that are open are O2 tank heaters 50 watts, 1 main B and 2 main A.
Roger, I understand they have been open, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, the reason we ask is that the temperatures weren't quite as we expected. Thank you. Apollo 15, Omni Delta, please. We'll go to Charlie a little bit later.
Roger, Omni Delta.
This is Houston. As you go around the corner, we'd like to verify that all systems are in good shape. And that the data you have in the flight plan for bailout burn all stand as recorded. The no burn AOS you may be interested in is 831114.
Roger, understand, and we ran all the systems check up here and everything looked good, and I copied the AOS time.
Excellent.
This is Apollo Control at 82 hours, 28 minutes. We've had loss of signal on Apollo 15's second lunar revolution. We'll acquire Apollo 15 on its third revolution after the descent orbit burn at 83 hours, 14 minutes, 54 seconds. If there is no burn, acquisition time will be 83 hours, 11 minutes, 14 seconds. At 82 hours, 29 minutes, this is Mission Control, Houston. This is Apollo Control at 83 hours, 9 minutes. We're about 1 minute, 45 seconds away from the no burn acquisition time. We'll stay up through that period and up to the normal time. We're about 5.5 minutes away from the nominal AOS time, given a DOI burn. We do have an announcement. Astronaut Jack Smith, who is the backup lunar module pilot for Apollo 15, will hold a news conference at 8 a.m. tomorrow in the MSC main auditorium. The subject will be the Apollo 15 EVAs on the lunar surface. We've passed the no burn AOS time now with no signal. 3 minutes 30 seconds away from AOS on a nominal burn. We have AOS on the command module.
Whoop.
15, this is Houston.
Hello, Houston. Apollo 15. The Falcon is on its perch.
Good to hear you coming around that corner. How do things look?
Okay, burn status report. Burn was on time. Burn time was about 24.0, about half a second shorter than predicted. There was no trim. Residuals were plus 0.6, plus 0.0, minus 0.1, delta BC minus 4.4, fuel 29, 29.25, and the oxidizer was 29.55, unbalance 100 increase.
Thank you, Dave. We copy all that.
And I'll tell you, it's really spectacular when you can see the central peak of Tsiolkovsky coming up over the horizon before you see the rim.
Hey, that's an interesting astrophysical observation.
And Houston 15, the GNN had us in a 58.4 by 10.0.
We copy 15.
Houston 15, we're in an attitude now in which we cannot see the surface, but our initial impressions after the burn when we could see the surface is that we were rolling in on a high angle path.
We copy 15.
Okay, see you, sheeps. Have a good swim.
And Al just added we were.
True enough, true enough. "15, this is Houston. Your stay in the DOI orbit, and we have an orbit for you of 58.8 by 9.5.
Very good, Houston. 58.8, 9.5, and we're staying. Thank you.
"15, you have a go to proceed to the landmark observation attitude.
Roger, Houston. Thank you.
And would you please give us auto on the high gain?"
Otto. Okay, Houston 15, we've got a little bit of visibility now, and we're down in Meridian.
Roger, 15.
And it looks like we have enough altitude to get up over the western rim.
You know, I sure hope so.
But it sure looks like we're looking up at some of those fellas out there.
That must be sort of exciting skimming along down there over the waves.
That's a mild word for it.
Hey, can you see anything more about those swirls? Anything interesting?
No, we're too close, and right now I've just finally picked out the rim of Proclus, and we're just about level, altitude-wise, with the rim of Proclus. I cannot see down into it. I can see just a tad of the southern wall. I guess we're just north of it. I can see some large blocks on the outer walls.
Roger.
But I'd say we're definitely at an altitude even with the top of the rim of Proclus. Okay, Houston, we're coming up on the edge of Trinitatis now, and I can look out and see a rail that runs parallel with the eastern edge. I'll be taking some pictures.
Roger, I suspect that's Littrow Rill.
City up ahead is Himeji with Himeji Castle.
And after Littrow Rill, you should be coming up on
We'll
Lamonier.
try
Do you have
and
much chance of
get
seeing
a better
down
look
that
at
angle?
the castle.
I doubt it, Carl. At this attitude for the landmark track and the windows are almost out of it. Jim's got some visibility out window 5. Carl, we just passed the wrinkled ridges about a quarter of the way across Trinitatis, and there is definitely a topographic high in the middle of the wrinkled portion.
Roger, 15, we copy. Are those ridges smooth, or do they show signs of lots of cracks in them?
I was impressed with the smoothness of the raised portion.
Roger.
Okay, I've taken several pictures of the wrinkled ridges that run roughly north and south in Trinitatis.
Excellent, Jim.
And the one we just passed over, there were some vertical fractures, some vertical relief in the smooth portion of the raised wrinkled ridge. The fractures were also running north and south.
Roger, Jim, we copy.
Carl, just a spectacular view as we glide across the Serenity, and I'm taking a picture now of a sinuous rail out to the north.
Roger, Jim.
Okay, we're approaching the mountains now on the western side of Trinitatis. At this point, there's a wrinkled ridge running to the northwest. Carl, this is Al.
Go ahead, Al.
Okay, Carl, I just finished the observation on J1, and everything looked fine from my standpoint. Could track it very smoothly, and in fact, I took a couple of marks on it if anyone's interested.
Very good, and we have them down here.
Okay.
We were sitting down here wondering how you ever going to find that little bugger. No trouble, huh?
Well, tough to see it exactly, but there's Himeji
Not that
Castle.
much trouble, Carl.
Very good.
Seemed like there was plenty of time waiting on it.
Does it look like you're going to clear the mountain range ahead?
But at this point, I'm gonna take manual control, actually.
Carl, we've all got our eyes closed.
Since I'm landing at Osaka.
We're pulling our feet up.
Open your eyes. That's like going to the Grand Canyon and not looking. This is Houston. I have the camera photo pads.
Okay, stand by. We're just noticing the cabin temp here, and also that the outlet temp is up to about, the glycol about outlet temp's up to about 70.
We copy, and ECOM says that's normal, and they're on the way down now.
Okay, fine, thank you. And Carl, I'm ready to copy the map, camera pad.
Roger, they're in the flight plan at
Oh,
8432
there's some
and
sound out here
8439.
that I don't know about.
Mapping camera,
Okay.
T start, 84, 42, 23. T stop, 84, 54, 14. The pan camera times are the same as the mapping camera times. And we would like to change a shutter speed at 8424. Instead of 125th, we want 250th at 8424.
Okay, I understand 8424. We'll change it to F 250 rather than 125, and on the map pad it's 844223 and 845414, and the pan camera pad is the same.
That's all correct. We have your torquing angles.
Houston 15.
Go ahead, 15.
Okay, Carl, I got a few numbers for you on the extension times. We started the whole thing off at 840630 and got the covers open. The mapping camera extended, and the extension was about 3 minutes instead of 4. Then we deployed the gamma ray and the mass spec moves for barber pole plus 2 seconds. The gamma ray turned barber pole after 6 seconds, and the mass spec turned barber pole immediately. And I was suspicious of the mass spec, so we tried it again and got the same results. Turned the X-ray on at 841510 and the laser altimeter on at 841530.
Roger, Al, we copy. 15, this is Houston. Would you verify that the X-ray is on?
Uh, 15, roger, that's verified.
Thank you. We have not. This is Houston. All systems are looking good down here, and until we tell you otherwise, all the AOSs are as in your flight plan.
Okay, roger. We both like to hear that.
Roger.
City of Kobe up ahead.
This is Apollo Control at 84 hours 21 minutes. We've had loss of signal as Apollo 15 turns the corner to go behind the moon. We'll acquire on the fourth revolution at 85 hours 8 minutes 47 seconds. And as you heard in that last exchange, the scientific instrument bay, the sim bay, is in business now. At 84 hours 21 minutes, this is Mission Control Houston. This is Apollo Control at 85 hours 8 minutes. We're about 20 seconds away from acquisition of signal. We'll stand by.
This is Houston.
Hello, Houston 15, bye-bye.
Roger, I'd like to remind you to
Bit choppy
configure
because
the
of
DSE
Osaka,
as
which
per the
also
flight
has
plan.
photogrammetry. You can sort of see Osaka in the distance there. Shadowy buildings on the horizon. Well, almost on the horizon. There's mountains behind it.
This is Apollo Control. We're getting good data both from spacecraft systems and from the sim bay.
Houston 15.
Go ahead, 15.
Say, when we get down to the pre-sleep checklist here in about 50 minutes or so, I wonder if you might give us your best guess on the probability of a DOI trim tomorrow.
Okay, we'll work on that information.
Okay, appreciate it.
Dave, we can give you a pretty good guess at that now. It seems to be unlikely that we're going to need a DOI trim. I've got a couple of trajectory numbers here if you'd like to copy them.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Go ahead.
Our tracking data tells us that your current orbit is 58.2 by 9.1. And tomorrow morning at wake-up time, it'll be 58.6 by 8.7.
Okay, that looks pretty clear. How about the out of plane or the cross track?
Stand by. Dave, our out-of-plane data looks like about 0.2 of a mile at PDI time.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Thank you.
15, we'd like high gain to auto, please.
Roger. High gain to auto.
Dave, thinking about the directories, you probably noticed the out-of-plane part of the DOI. They're telling me here that you burned a perfect LOI, but the state vector they gave you was slightly in error. So they got rid of, they made corrections for that during DOI, so that we're standing pretty close to perfect now.
Okay, I gotta admit we did have some question about that, but figured you all had it in hand, as you usually do.
Roger. Between a perfect crew in orbit up there and a perfect crew down here, we're doing pretty good so far. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, we got a few miles to cover, though.
The city of Osaka, of course.
Go ahead, 15.
Okay, Carl, I guess I'll just bring you up to date on a couple of things here. Everything went as planned on the Terminator photos, the band camera and the mapping camera path. Started on time and stopped on time. Got the mass spec boom deployed and the gamma ray boom deployed. The mass spec deployed in 2 minutes 20 seconds. And the gamma ray deployed in 2 minutes 28 seconds. Got the ion source on and logic power off at 8505. And that brings you up to date.
Beautiful, Al. Sounds like all of that nice equipment's working
I
real
wanted
nice
the castle.
for us.
Too much
Sure
scenery
does,
here.
Carl.
Okay.
Be interested in what kind of data you're getting down there on it.
Just trying to fix all the scenery.
OSO's two-word summary of it is that we're getting beautiful data. Incidentally, Al, if you'd like sometime, let us have, say, 12 to 24 hours operation. Would you like to have a summary sometime tomorrow on some of the details?
Yes, indeed, Carl. Sure would.
Okay, we'll get one together.
Yeah, let's skip it tomorrow, and maybe day after tomorrow we'll get a summary on that. I'd be kind of interested in how it goes with myself.
Very good.
No, there's the airport.
Houston 15.
Go ahead, 15.
Roger, Carl. For your information, you can see both of the booms at full extension out of window 5.
Hey, we're glad to hear that.
Yeah, they sure do look pretty sitting out there.
Roger. This is Houston. We'd like to have you hold off on putting the mass spec experiment switch to standby, and we'd like to have the discriminator low.
Roger, Carl. We'll hold off until you cue us and go discriminator low now.
Thank you, Al.
Okay, coming in.
15, this is Houston. If you'll give us accept, we'll send up a new state vector.
Roger, Houston.
if you finished with dinner up there, and somebody can copy,
I'm
I have a
always right.
TVI-12 pad.
Okay, stand by a minute, Carl.
Probably could have made that one.
Houston, we're making a low pass over the Apennine. Have your release up.
Roger. Do they look like any terrestrial mountains you've ever seen?
Nope.
How about the slopes? Are they generally steeper than you expect or shallower than you expect on something like the Tetons?
Well, I need to hurry up, so we're just gonna park somewhere quickly. I have to get on with other
Say again,
things.
Carl. I'm sorry, we were discussing the rill at that time. Hadley, that is.
Roger. Oh, I was just trying to get a better feel for how the mountains look. Are they more craggy and rougher than something like the Tetons, or do they give you some other appearance?
No, as a matter of fact, from this altitude, even though we're low, they appear to be smooth and rounded. There aren't any jagged peaks that we can see, and even though they're cratered and rough in texture on a small
Well,
scale,
I'm gonna assume that this is
they
okay.
really don't look anything like the Alps or the San Juans or any of the other familiar ranges we know.
Roger. Is there anything that looks like bare rock on them?
I think we can see some boulders, but there are no apparent jagged peaks that we can tell, or that we can see.
Oh, this is
particular
Osaka
altitude yet.
International,
Although some of the
and
shadows
I'm
look
stopping
really
for
sharp.
today here.
Roger.
Went a little bit far apparently, but
And,
the dotted line
speaking
goes
of
this far, so
shadows,
it's probably okay, maybe.
There seems to be enough light being reflected off the sides of the mountain
Yep,
around
just
to
wrapping it
supply
up
some
here.
light down at the landing site.
So, flew from
And, the
Okinawa
rill
to
was quite
Osaka,
distinctive as we passed right over it.
over southern Japan.
Beautiful. That must be an eerie sight in a half light.
Okay, I'm gonna pause the Apollo 15 audio, and with that I'll say thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.